Nevada is the seventh largest state in the US, covering more than 110,000 square miles. That's bigger than New York and Georgia combined. You could fit the entire state of South Carolina into Nevada nearly 3 times over, and still have land to spare. But despite all that space, Nevada's population in 2025 is just around 3.3 million. That's roughly the population of the city of San Diego, spread across a state that feels more empty than full. The population density? Around 30 people per square mile. But that number is misleading. Nearly 75% of Nevadans live in just 2 metro areas, Las Vegas in the south and Reno in the north. Outside of those hubs, most of Nevada is startlingly empty. An expanse of desert valleys, jagged mountains, and open roads with nothing on the horizon but distant heat waves. To really understand how empty Nevada feels, consider this. The stretch of US Route 50 that crosses the state is famously nicknamed the loneliest road in America. Drive it, and you'll see why. For miles at a time, there's no traffic, no cell signal, no buildings, just endless sky and sun-baked land. In parts of rural Nevada, it's not unusual to go an hour without seeing another car. It's not just quiet out there, it's absolute silence. Why is Nevada so empty? There are many reasons why large parts of Nevada remain sparsely populated, despite its size, including a combination of geography, climate, and historical reasons, all of which contribute to why many people don't want to live in the state. 1. Geography. One of the biggest reasons Nevada is so empty is geography. Almost the entire state lies within the Great Basin, a vast region of the western United States defined by its rugged terrain, internal drainage with no rivers flowing to the ocean, and extreme aridity. The land here is shaped by what geologists call basin and range topography, a repeating pattern of steep, parallel mountain ranges separated by broad, sun-scorched valleys. These basins might look flat and open, but they're often coated in salt flats, dry lake beds, and coarse, alkaline soil, none of which are suitable for farming without massive intervention. Unlike states blessed with fertile plains, navigable rivers, or stable rainfall, Nevada has none of those advantages. There's no Mississippi, no Columbia, no Great Lakes, just scattered springs, sparse aquifers, and a few reservoirs like Lake Mead that are shrinking year by year. Natural water sources are rare and often unreliable. This scarcity has always limited where people could live and how much they could grow. Even today, with modern infrastructure, water remains one of the most pressing concerns in Nevada's development. This kind of environment simply doesn't support large, widespread settlements. Instead, people cluster where the land is slightly more forgiving, usually near water sources or in areas where infrastructure has been built to artificially support growth, like Las Vegas. Second, climate. Another major reason Nevada remains so sparsely populated is its unforgiving climate. Nevada is the driest state in the entire US, averaging less than 10 inches of precipitation per year. Much of the state is classified as desert or semi-arid, meaning long, hot summers and short, cold winters with very little moisture. In southern Nevada, especially around Las Vegas, summer temperatures frequently soar above 110 degrees Fahrenheit, creating a blistering, dry heat that can be dangerous without constant access to water and cooling. Meanwhile, in the central and northern parts of the state, high-elevation desert valleys bring freezing temperatures in winter, with snowfall that can isolate rural communities for weeks. On top of that, Nevada's extreme diurnal temperature variation, the difference between daytime and nighttime temperatures, can be over 30 degrees Fahrenheit in a single day, making the climate unpredictable and uncomfortable. These harsh conditions discourage large-scale agriculture, limit long-term settlement in rural areas, and place heavy pressure on infrastructure in the urban centers. While modern technology like air conditioning and water pipelines has allowed cities like Las Vegas and Reno to grow, the overwhelming majority of the state remains empty simply because the climate is too extreme for most people to comfortably live and work year-round. 3 historical reasons. Nevada's emptiness also has deep historical roots. Unlike regions that developed around fertile farmland, navigable rivers, or major trade routes, Nevada was bypassed by many of the forces that shaped early American settlement. Much of the state is rugged, dry, and isolated, making it unattractive to homesteaders and pioneers who were looking for arable land and access to water. During the 19th century, Nevada's population briefly surged during mining booms, especially the Comstock Lode Silver Rush in the 1860s. But many of the towns that sprang up were temporary. When the mines ran dry, the people left, leaving behind ghost towns that still dot the landscape today. Railroads were built through the state, but they connected more strategic destinations elsewhere, treating Nevada as something to pass through rather than a place to settle. Even in the 20th century, much of Nevada's growth was concentrated in specific areas tied to very specific industries: gambling, entertainment, and military testing. Las Vegas and Reno became urban oases in the desert, but the rest of the state remained undeveloped. Add to that the fact that over 85% of Nevada's land is owned by the federal government, more than any other state in the continental U.S. This massive portion of land is controlled by agencies like the Bureau of Land Management, the U.S. Forest Service, the Department of Defense, and others. Because so much of the state is under federal control, there's very little private land available for cities, towns, or communities to expand into. Even if a place wanted to grow, it's often boxed in by land it doesn't own. And getting access to that land can take years of legal and political negotiation with federal agencies. Why many people still choose Nevada to live? After everything we've covered, the scorching summers, the frozen winters, the salt flats, the ghost towns, and the endless stretches of federally controlled land, it's a fair question. For businesses, Nevada offers something rare in America: low taxes, cheap land, minimal red tape, and a strategic location right next to the economic powerhouse of California. Companies in tech, logistics, clean energy, and manufacturing are increasingly drawn to the Reno-Tahoe corridor, while Las Vegas has become a top destination for conventions and startups in hospitality and entertainment. Add in no corporate income tax, no personal income tax, and affordable property tax, and it's easy to see why Nevada is more than just desert. It's a launchpad for opportunity. For tourists, Nevada is a spectacle. Las Vegas alone draws tens of millions of visitors each year with its glowing casinos, luxury resorts, world-class shows, and 24/7 energy. And thanks to the early legalization of gambling in 1931, Nevada has had nearly a century to perfect the business of fun. Combine that with low gaming taxes, with just 6.75% on casino revenue and few regulatory hurdles. And you get a booming tourism industry that funds public services without burdening residents with income tax.